My name is Marcus Dominic Leving. I am 3 Clan Knife. My native name is Iba Duckish, White-Headed Eagle. My dad is Marcus D. Wells Sr. and my mom is Griselda Brady. My paternal grandparents are Bill Wells Sr. and Adele Levings. My maternal grandparents are Glenn Fox and Carrie Driver. I am married to Alvina Crosart since 1984 July. I've been married now for 30 years. My children are Dominic, Shauna, Alyssa, Mariah, Mark William. I have 12 grandchildren, whom are Elia, Kellen, Faith, Ross, Kai, Sierra, Sienna, Drake, Adele, Alois, Eleanor, and Jim Jr. I was born and raised within the Fort Berthold Indian Reservation, and I am a blood descendant of all 3 affiliated tribes of the Mandan, Hidaza, and Arikara. I am a 1984 graduate of Newtown High School and a 1988 graduate of Dickinson State University with a major in business administration and finance. I also earned a master's degree in May 2002 from University of Mary with a master's in management. My work experience includes being a full-time employee of the Fort Bears Council Representative's Office and Tarot Accountant from 2011 to 2014. Tribal Chairman of the 3 affiliated tribes, 2006, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. Fort Bears Council Representative from 1998 through 2006, and Tarot Director of the 3 affiliated tribes, 1991 through 98. My community board experience and school board experience are as follows. The Fort Bears Community Board from 1992 through 98, and again from 2011 through today. I also served on the Newtown School Board, District Number 1 from 1993 through 2005. The 3 affiliated tribes have an opportunity to provide for all of our people needs today with the revenues received from the tribal oil and gas leases, signed and approved in 2006, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I hereby am campaigning to be the next chairman of the 3 affiliated tribes and identify my major commitments and priorities as follows. Leadership with spiritual guidance, preservation of our culture and environment, public safety and drug prevention and treatment, tribal member input on all proposed major financial transactions of the Tribal Business Council, return of the tribal lands and minerals from the lake bed to the rightful owners, the people, Northeast Quadrant Homestead area, litigation seeking mineral royalties due to the 3 affiliated tribes, monthly per capita payment to all members today not at the age of 18 or 21 years of age, affordable housing to be made available for all tribal members, education funding for school, K-12 and college students, health cards for all of our people, improved tribal road systems throughout the reservation, freedom of information via monthly financial reports to all adult tribal members on and off the reservation. I will be campaigning throughout the Fort Berthold Indian Reservation and off the reservation, listening to the people, and will develop a full campaign platform. As my platform is always developed by you, the people of the 3 affiliated tribes of the Mandan, Hidaza, and Arikara. With the People First leadership, we will provide the direction and guidance for our future and daily decision making. Our forefathers and ancestors endured many devastating epidemics and tragedy by the encroaching white settlers, which decimated our people with smallpox and forcibly stole over 2,600,000 acres of our homelands, covering 4 corners of North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, and Wyoming. With the Creator answering our ancestors and elders' prayers for our people's continued survival, we are still here. Therefore, I will always fight to protect our people and environment of the Mandan, Hidaza, and Arikara of the Fort Berthold Indian Reservation. In closing, it is our leaders' responsibility to provide freedom of speech and financial information, but to also provide for our people's well-being, whether that be services, jobs, or per capita payments. With your vote and support, I will help all our people of the Mandan, Hidaza, and Arikara. I sincerely appreciate your support and vote on Tuesday, September 16, 2014, a Vote for the People First campaign. Thank you. Mazigidat. God bless you all.
My name is Damon Williams. I've been a licensed attorney for 12 years. I've been home being the supervising attorney for the tribe since 2007. My parents are Caroline Foote, partial, and the late Russell Williams of Hawaii. I'm married to Rayanne Birdbear, daughter of the late Roy Birdbear and Rosalie Hopkins. Got 3 children. My oldest daughter Dale is currently a senior at Yale University. My middle daughter Jenna is a junior at Newtown High School, and my son Tommy is a 4th grader at Stanley Elementary. My education experience are pretty unique. Except for 3 months of my career, I've been the lead attorney or supervising attorney or general counsel for each of my tribal clients. I've got a bachelor's degree in environmental geology from the University of North Dakota, a master's in physical science from Emporia State University in physical science and earth science, and my law degree is from the University of Kansas School of Law with a certificate in tribal law and governance. I'm licensed in Port Berthold District Court, states of North Dakota and Kansas, and the Federal District Court of Kansas. Since returning home, the last 4 years, just as you all, this money that the tribe is receiving, I have issues too. Unfortunately, I've been a tribal attorney. I have a sense of professionalism and integrity. I never did take off my hat as an attorney and spoke to you as a tribal member. What I think other people think. But when I filed, I stepped across the threshold. I can't go back now. I know I'm saying things that I feel are important, what I think are important. And that's why I'm here today in front of you. I don't have a platform. I call it a statement of position, what I feel is important. Because of time, I'll go over the 3 major things I'm looking at. The first thing we need to do is a financial analysis of all our resources and expenditures in the tribe. We're dissatisfied, we all have our opinions on how that money, how those resources are spent and unprotected. Not only just money, but our lands. So we need to look at all our sources of revenue, how they're coming in, where they're coming from, future projections. Okay, we have to look at our expenditures, what we're spending money on. That's the real question, what we're spending money on. And once we get that, we'll have a balance sheet of where our financial status is at this current time. Another thing I'm proposing is I will put in a resource allocation formula that certain percentages of all oil and gas revenue be placed in special trust accounts to prevent tribal councils from touching them, and to get us away from a survival mode and spending for the future of our people. Healthcare, elders, veterans, infrastructure, education, special committee projects moving forward, and protect those accounts through a referendum vote provision that those accounts cannot be touched or encumbered or any way used unless there's a referendum vote of the people. That puts it back in your hands, our hands, how our money is being used, how our resources are being protected. Since 2008, I've been advocating for a position, and I'm campaigning for a position to return those mineral acres in the Lake Sakakawea back to you. Your heirs, you're the heirs of the Gautis, those of you in this room. It's not ours. It's not the tribal government. The tribe should not take from us as the federal government has taken from us. Give it back. The other thing I'm proposing, healthcare, all those things we can talk about during the question and answer period. We just don't have enough time here today because all of us have just want to get our general positions off the ground. So let me put this question in front of you. If you're dissatisfied the way things are going now, if you're unhappy the way your tribe is going, because we cannot be in survival mode anymore. It's not like going to the grocery store, you got $20 in your pocket, you only can buy $20 worth of groceries. That $20 is $200 million. Now we have to start thinking about the future, not just the present. We can continue to do the things we always do and run the government we've always run. But if you want real change, someone with the education, the experience, I've been behind every one of my tribal council's decisions except for a few in the last 4 years I was put on the bench. But I've been involved in the background. I go around the reservation, I see what's there. I was involved. I was doing the contract. I was doing the nitty-gritty work to get it done. If you're looking for someone for real change who can do it, has experience education, I'm your person. I'm your chairman. And I will lead you to that future. Thank you for your time, and I humbly ask for your support. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone, family and relatives, friends. My name is Ken Hall. I'm on the current council, on the Tribal Business Council representing the North Segment community. My wife is Kara Curry Hall in the audience, and also my daughter Faith is here as well. And on my mother's side, Allison Dryggswolf. We have Alice Badville, Henry Badville, and also all the way up to Chief Forebears, the Mandan chief on my mother's side. And then my grandpa Louis Dragswolf, who I'm named after. Chief Dragswolf and up to close by. On my father's side, they knew him as Sonny and Jake. Some of the family members here, my Grandpa Jim and Grandma Sarah raised him as a young boy. He lost his mother when he was 2 years old. And Grandpa Jim and Grandma Sarah raised him and called him Sonny. And his mother was Maxine Rabbithead, and I was up to Chief Rabbithead. And then also his dad was Billy Hall Sr. And of course, Jim Hall was his when you look on Grandma Sarah's side, it goes all the way up to Sheep Tree. So there's rich heritage on both sides of the family, and deep-rooted at the Mandan Hidatsa and the Rekaro Nation. Now, our ancestors, as some people here talked about, passed us on values like honesty, respect, generosity, sharing. I strongly believe in value-based leadership. We can't change our past, but we can change our future. We no longer can have sweetheart deals. It's too critical. We have to look at this moment we're in and capitalize. We need sound leadership, rooted in integrity, not only as a political slogan, but as a lifestyle. We have to practice what we preach, and it's action, not words. I think we've heard the words long enough. It's time to put our words into action. When I ran for council at the North Segment community, I ran on accountability, transparency, responsibility, and vision. In my first few days of office, my 10th day in office, there was multiple homicides. And also, a month later, there was a 72-hour stand-up, a gun range. Our time back on the reservation has changed. It's no longer the same as we once knew it. Those are real issues and real concerns. The drugs and alcohol are rampant, and we have to get serious about these times we're living in. We know not everybody is receiving royalties, but how do we balance that out? How do we take care of those people that can't help themselves, that are in need of a home, or that their families are lost in drugs and alcohol? We cannot forget about those people. We cannot lose sight of them. Every decision I've made on the council has been to advance the MHA nation, not my personal gain. We implemented a code of ethics, which I voted for. New terms on the tax agreement, which additional 400 to 500 million in the next 3 years to the MHA. We added meeting procedures. We added policies. We implemented nation building in our community. Right now we have 20 families that moved into a 20-unit apartment complex. One story is a single mother living in a basement, now has her own apartment. An elderly woman was on the list for housing for 21 years. Now she has a new apartment to live in. Those are the kind of success stories we want to hear. And by mid-October, we'll have another 20-unit apartment complex completed and filled. So we'll take care of 40 families in a matter of 3 or 4 months. The results are happening. A young lady asked me when I was running, will you be willing to take a drug test? I said, in a heartbeat. I'll be the first one. And I took a drug test. I passed, I'll have you know. I did the whole stack. I am married, alcohol and drug free, and I'm proud to say that. So when I ask for your vote, September 16, 2014, if you want a real leader, not a politician. Thank you very much.
First of all, I want to thank the organizers that helped put this together. This is awesome. There's a lot of people here, a lot more than I expected. We guessed about 50 or 60, and obviously we were wrong. We have some handouts, printed material, and we'll get those to your table. But we'll have to share at this point in time. I also want to say, you know, those of you who know me being able to present and talk to you about what I want to say in 5 minutes is going to be a challenge. But here I go. Okay? Thankfully, we're going to be able to talk about other issues as well. And you know what they are. Why are you here? Seriously, why are you here?
Change.
Yes.
Change.
It is change. Why is there a need for change? There's something wrong. We all know it. I'm a betting man, but I'll tell you that 99% of you know that you have to have change.
Amen.
If not just a change for yourself, you're going to have change for your children and your grandchildren.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a world left anymore. I'm not kidding you. What's going on at home is going to destroy our lives. When you think back about everything that's happened historically to us, think about it. Our ancestors fought and died through disease, destruction, warfare. Everything that the United States government, they could throw at them, they survived. For what today? Over money, greed. We're giving it away. We're giving our environment away, our water away, everything. We're giving it away. And some of us are even being forced to flee. Don't even want to live there anymore. There's something wrong with that. And so when you see my sign, it says fight for change, that's what I'm talking about. It is time to fight. This is your opportunity to change direction. Not about who you relate to, not who you like, not what tribe you're from, what segment, who did what for you or who didn't do something for you. You're going to have to say, who is the best situated among us to lead you? I'm not saying I'm better than any of these gentlemen. I'm glad they had the guts to stand up and do that, and others as well who filed. I just believe I have that ability. Now, why am I here? That's why I'm here. I'm putting myself in front. It was a difficult decision for me. Why? I'm in a good place in my life. My career, what I do. And my God, I just had a 17-month-old baby. The time I'm going to lose with him, sacrifice. But I told myself, as others have told me, it's so dire and crucial to change our direction now, that you've got to get in there and do that. For him and all these children. As much as you're going to have to pay the price, you're going to have to do that. That's where I'm at. I'm standing before you, humble as I can, to say, I will lead you if you choose me. If you choose somebody else, that is fine. I keep working, I keep trying, I keep doing what I do. That's where I'm at. We have three major issues here. And we're going to talk about them, thankfully. The three major issues amongst all the things, and you're going to be able to see what I stand for. The three major issues are this. Fiscal management. And I'm here to tell you, I know numbers. You got $1 billion that came down the pipe to the tribe in the last 6 years. $1 billion. And you got 5 and a 5, and because of the election, another 5. How ridiculous is that?
Blood money.
That is ridiculous. We're going to do something about that. We're going to change our focus and prioritization. The other is oil and fat. We just talked about that. Living hell at home. We got to make it our home again. We got to fight it. And the last one is government reform, because you can identify all these problems. You can talk about what is wrong, what we have to do differently. You do this, we do that, what have you. But the reality is this, we have a bad government. You know why? Because of us. Who we put into office, based on wrong reasons. What are you going to do for me, not what you're going to do for everybody. We got to stop that. Otherwise, we will never have the government that we need. We have to decentralize our government because there's too much power in the hands of a few. Too much. That's where the abuses come in. So we've got to change it. No more of this. Okay? No more of this. I would like to talk about Lord of the Rings. You better find the Frodo. I am your Frodo, alright? You're taller, but I'm your Frodo. And we'll change this. I care about you. Thank you, I need your support.
Good evening. I'm a little less excited than Mark, so I'm not going to get up here and scream too much. I love this interview every time. My name is Lane Bossick. I am a candidate for chairman, obviously. That's why I'm up here in front of you. I'm 22 years old, and I'm an enrolled member. I'm not going to get up here and go into my family and all that stuff. Honestly, I think that's part of the problem. He brought it up, they brought it up. We've been so divided amongst ourselves, between our families, our segments, and everything. I think that's part of the problem. So I'm going to get up here, and I'm going to touch on the things that I think that matter. If you want to ask me about my family or stuff like that, you can do it in the questions, I guess. To me, it's important, but it shouldn't be important in this election. So honestly, the biggest issues I see and that I really think we need to be talking about, obviously, transparency and accountability. That's some of our platforms up there. That's some of us, that's all we want. Right now, we have 7 council members spending millions of dollars. And, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know very much about where it's going, but I know it's my money. Every single person in this room, that's their money, and they're spending it. So part of that transparency thing, I would like to see, we have newsletters. The tribal employees have emails. Why couldn't every single person in this room get a monthly newsletter? We can mail those out, we can afford it, we can afford to send that kind of thing out. Everybody in this room get an email. That'd be really easy to do. You'd always know what is happening in your tribe, and you always should, because it's your tribe. All of your voices matter just as much as those 7. I don't want to get up here and ask you to vote for me. I don't want to get up here and tell you I want to be your leader. No, I'm the kind of person, I'm not a politician. I'm a public servant. I want to get up here and I want to tell you guys, I want you to tell me what you want done, and I'll get it done. I'm not going to tell you what needs to be done. You tell me. That's how this is supposed to work. Somewhere along the lines, we forgot that. One of the things that needs to happen from the day whoever one of us gets elected, we need a third-party audit. We need to know what's going on. There needs to be an audit, and I expect that to be at every single member's hands within that first month. And there's no way we can continue to move forward not knowing how much money is in these accounts, what it's being earmarked for, where it's going. These are things, personally, I want to know how much money my council reps are getting. I want to know how much they have in their funds to do whatever it is they have to do. I want to know. One of the other issues that I think are really important, and obviously it's part of the reason a lot of people are here, is the People's Fund. Right now, a lot of people are getting $500 here, $500 there, and it's cool. We're grateful. Don't mean to sound ungrateful, but $500 is really small when you think about the $1 billion that's coming through. I'm not going to be bought off for $500. I'll donate mine for all I care, because that's a lot of money that needs to go to other places. And as far as the People's Fund, we have Marty Youngbear right here. He's part of that committee. They come up with the ways to distribute this, and I think, honestly, we need to come up with more options. We need to come up with more options, and you guys need to vote on it. You need to decide. Like I said, you guys, that's your money. We need to decide, these are your options. These are the ways you can get your money. If you want $500 every month, or you want one big payment once a year, or if you want it to go into an account and it does this for you, those should be your options. You guys should be able to vote on those kind of things. One of the other topics that I think are really important is oil and gas development. We have a lot of stuff going on with oil and gas. We have a lot of research out there that says it's bad. I think we need to stop it. That's my land. I want to go home. I want to be able to go home and know that they're not going to drill any more wells, because we don't need to. We could survive, we could flourish and be prosperous just off of what we're producing now. There's no reason to continue to push for oil and gas development. There's other things we can be doing. That brings me into my next thing. I believe in building sustainability, 7 generations. We should be building for the future. We could take what we're getting right now from oil and gas development, and we can put it into wind energy, solar energy. North Dakota has one of the 3 highest states for wind in the entire country. Our reservation has the highest spot in North Dakota. Why are we not developing that? It's never going to go away. It's an infinite source of revenue, Wind is never gonna, oil will run out, wind will never run out. You know, why are we not developing that? Also, in 30 years, if you decide you don't like a wind turbine or you don't like solar panels, you know what you can do? You can take them down. You know, in closing, I'd just like to, thank you guys for letting me be here. And I'd like to thank Jarrett for letting me. And I also want to, apologize for one thing. I come off very strongly opinionated, and I just want to explain myself. Growing up, I was taught two things. One, if you work hard enough, you can become and do whatever you dream. And number two, if you believe in something, you stand up for it, no matter where it is you have to stand up for it at. So I just wanted to explain myself and tell you guys that's why I'm up here. I understand I'm young and I don't have the experience some people are looking for, but that's why I am up here in front of you. Thank you.